So with the popularity gaining on the use of a European style care cart shoe, we also encounter a difference in measurement. We're now dealing in millimeters. If we're dealing with an 8mm shoe, 5/16 and 8mm are so very close that probably an adjustment is not needed on your tong. Your 5/16 tongs will fit an 8mm shoe. But when we start to move up and we go to 10mm and 11mm, 9mm, all of these different 3/8, which is fairly close to 10mm, but it's not quite right. So even as I grab this with a 3/8 pair of tongs, I still get this. I cannot get that flat surface on there because that's the slight difference between 3/8 and 10mm. So a simple adjustment of the tongs may be necessary if you are using predominantly 10mm. If you're using 9, you need to adjust your tongs for sure. How can you do that? You can adjust it off the shoe right in this area. You're going to take your tongs and you're going to take a heat of just this area. Bring it up to just a red heat. Doesn't have to be too hot. Just a nice heat right through that area. Place it on the shoe in that spot. Set only the jaw on the anvil and tap it together. Watch that. If you have clips, this gets a little more difficult. You're going to have to find a spot to get the clip so that you can still just hit the head. Tap both sides, brush it off, and let this air cool. And then you should be set up for 10mm. It'll be a lot easier to grip that shoe if your tongs fit. Show you a little bit about tong position on the shoe as you're working. Got a DF Select care cart shoe, pair of bloom tongs, set for 5/16. If you leave a gap between the material and the shoulder of that tong, you can squeeze that tong until the reins touch and you can still move the shoe. So you can squeeze and squeeze all you want, but you're not going to be able to hold that. The strength of any pair of tongs is by the shoulder and the rivet. The closer to the rivet, the stronger the grip. So now I can't touch the reins together, but I also cannot move this shoe. If I position the tongs at a 45 with that shoe and I'm pushing into this shoulder, I get an even stronger grip. So if you can remember this, as you work that shoe over the horn, you position your tongs so that you're pushing into that shoulder, and as you push down on the horn, you are locking everything in place. You now have a good solid grip with your tongs, and you can do whatever work it is that you want to do to that shoe, any modification in shape. If you have to, you can come down here. Again, it's gripping into the shoulder, and I can work this branch, and I have a good grip on the material.